Okay, so we looked at Dan's motor, and there's some pictures there showing the throttle linkage he has, which is the cam-mounted one, which is what you need if you're going to do Webers, otherwise you're going to have to custom fabricate. And we're going to work to replicate something like this on this car, which are 44 IDFs. And as you can see, there's a Holley fuel pressure regulator feeding both carburetors individually. That's Guy Croft's recommendation, so you don't starve the rear cylinders for fuel at sustained high RPM. We're going to step over here and take a look at what we've got. So a few of the challenges you have to address is, one, Webers are sensitive to fuel pressure, and you want to feed them each individually. So here's a brand new low pressure Holley fuel pressure regulator. It's a good piece. It's got one inlet and dual outlets. It's adjustable, and then finally it comes with this bracket, which makes it easy to mount so you can do a tidy installation. You need all your gaskets, carburetors, and intakes. I like to have 2 intake manifold gaskets in case it all goes wrong. You can put your old system back up. Here's a little piece you need to look at, and this is the water pipe that runs behind the exhaust manifold from the water pump and feeds the heater system. On later cars that use a water choke, it has a little nipple located over here that loops around and feeds hot water through the intake manifold and through the choke housing on a water-cooled choke. So you can, if you've got a water-cooled choke, you're going to need to block that nipple off, or take your pipe off and have it welded shut, or get a pipe like this from an early car and install it so you solve your water issues. You're going to have to drain the coolant in order to make this change, because as you can see, we have coolant passageways here through our intake manifold, and you will too on your stock existing intake manifold. So draining the radiator and block will be part of the process. We've also got a variety of fittings here so that we can guide our fuel lines cleanly. More carburetor gaskets, lots of clamps, a fresh fuel filter. And then let's take a look at this. These are some air cleaner options. This is a typical K&N type pancake air filter. Not bad, cleanable, restricts your flow a little bit because the lid is there solid as opposed to the dome-shaped individual air cleaners you can get. Another alternative, and these carbs, while they're original Fiat application carbs, are missing their factory short velocity stacks. Now we have these, but they're obviously too tall. Once you put the lid of the air cleaner over them, you're really going to restrict airflow. So our choice is to not use them in this case. Another option is that you can buy a small sock type filter that'll fit over these air horns, and that'll give you maximum flow, but it gives you minimal filtration. Finally, another choice is the original European spec 1608 dual carb Fiat turtleback air cleaner, and if you have $500 extra and some patience on eBay, you can get one of those too.